In October 2021, Melissa Golson sat across from detectives and described the night her husband, David Golson, was killed. Her voice was quiet, measured, almost uncertain. She told them,
"He charged at me."
And later added,
"I think he charged at me."
It sounded like fear. It sounded like self-defense. But then the details began to slip. When asked about the first shot, she admitted,
"It clicked. Pulled it a couple times."
No bullet, no danger, no impact. David ran, and instead of stopping, she followed.
You get into the garage.
And I was just firing.
Not once, not accidentally, repeatedly. Instead of accusing her, detectives narrowed the timeline. They focused on sequence.
So as you're following him to the garage is when you racked it?
Yeah.
Did you fire any shots inside the house, or were they just in the garage?
Just the garage. I don't know.
So he couldn't get out. So he's basically trapped.
This taps directly into cognitive load and timeline compression, forcing a suspect to relive events in order until emotion can no longer protect the lie. Melissa thought uncertainty would shield her. She didn't expect precision to dismantle her story. But before we jump in any further to this case, we want to thank law enforcement for providing us the complete footage of this case. And this is actually the first time when you're going to see some aspects of the case which have never been seen before. Welcome back to my channel. I may not have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. It was the night of October 30th, 2021, in Orange Park, where a quiet suburban street on Plymouth Court sat under cool, autumn air, inside the Golson home. However, calm had already disappeared. For hours, Melissa Golson and her husband, David Golson, argued back and forth, their voices filling the house. By around 10 p.m., frustration turned into something irreversible. Melissa walked to the gun safe, removed a .380 caliber pistol, and slipped it into her pocket. When the argument flared up again, she pulled out the weapon and squeezed the trigger, but it only clicked. No round was chambered. David ran toward the garage, trying to get away. Melissa followed, racked the gun, and fired multiple shots, hitting him in the abdomen. Outside, a light mist began to fall. Inside the garage, David collapsed onto the floor and died from his injuries. Melissa did not call for help. She left his body there, spent the night watching television, and slept on the couch. The next morning, she confessed to her sister, who drove her to the Clay County Sheriff's Office. In today's video, we'll look beyond just Melissa's statements. We'll examine her sister's revelations, the truth shared by David's ex-wife, and the difficult perspective offered by their pastor. Together, these voices help reveal what really led to the breakdown on October 30th, 2021. Let's begin with Melissa's interview.
I'd love to talk to you and get your side of things, but it's entirely up to you.
What was the difference between talking to me with a lawyer present versus talking to me without a lawyer present?
Well, if you request a lawyer, we're done here. We're exiting here, and that it is what it is.
I don't know what that means.
Well, we can't offer you legal advice.
Correct.
So all we're here to do is to find out what took place. Like I said, we've talked to a lot of people up to this point. We just want to hear from you. If you don't feel comfortable talking to us, then that's fine too. That is your right.
Whatever happens, I deserve. So let's talk.
Okay. You don't seem like a bad person. We don't know your name back here, and you have like no criminal history. So, you like you come from a good family.
They're all cops.
No, really?
Here?
Really?
JSO.
JSO.
They're retired JSO.
Were you and David married? Did you guys have kids together?
No. He just is from his former marriage.
Okay, how old are they?
6 and 8.
The detectives begin the interrogation with kindness instead of confrontation. They tell Melissa she doesn't seem like a bad person and show interest in her life. This creates a sense of safety and lowers her emotional defenses. When people feel respected, they naturally start sharing more than they planned.
So, I understand you want your dad. I understand you want to see your sister.
How long will I go to jail?
That's not on he and I. I have no idea.
What's your job to find out what happened and then report it to
the state attorney?
It's our reports that they get as far as our interactions and how you're being very remorseful. Just because things happen doesn't mean you're a bad person.
What do you want to know?
We just want you to walk us through the story of what took place.
What happened?
I mean, we don't know the when, the why, the things like that. You know.
Y'all found him?
We haven't gone to the house. There is other officers at the house.
I'm taking him away already.
No.
Not
He's
yet.
still laying there.
We're going to get them all processed, okay? And then we're going to take care of them.
This happened yesterday, I'm assuming?
Yes,
In the morning or the afternoon?
lunchtime.
Lunchtime?
We had just gotten back from Publix and
Yeah, no, it was great. He was a really great man. He was very kind, very gentle, very loving. He never we hardly ever fought at all. We got married in college.
picked us up some Publix subs, and we didn't even. They're still in the fridge. We didn't even eat them.
Rather than telling Melissa what happened, the detectives ask her to walk them through her day. This allows her to become the author of her own narrative. As she speaks, she begins mentally committing to her version of events. The more she talks, the harder it becomes for her to change her story later.
I have OCD, and I like struggle with like washing my hands, and like there's a mountain of dishes in the kitchen right now. I struggle with that and laundry and stuff, and
thought, hey, what I do here is this. And towards the end, he said, hey, I got on Thursday. So the Thursday, he said, look, the kids are afraid of her now. You know, so the ex-wife is saying, hey, you know, saying she's really afraid of Melissa and just, you know, freaked out by her. And he's like, I've got to address this because now it's the kids are afraid around her because she would become very explosive, I guess, like snapping at them over different things along those lines. And so, you know, even on there, I said, David, hey, if you touch these dishes, so why don't you just clean them? Oh, no. She said, if I touch those dishes, I'm going to regret it. That kind of stuff. So I'm like, David, those are...
So the argument was kind of like based on chores, the house and things like that?
he did the cooking, I did the cleaning.
Right.
I did dishes because I insisted on doing the dishes, even though I struggle with it. I like them done like right or a certain way, or like because I struggle with that
I
stuff.
understand.
Well, yeah, maybe David did. That's kind of the concern I had probably in the last week. You know, it was pretty intense along those lines. But
can you expand on that? Like, what do you mean?
well, I mean, he was calling, reaching out to me, just, you know, saying, hey, I just need to make you aware of the fact that Melissa is off her meds. So I said, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? He's like, well, I'm starting to notice some behavior here that's really concerning, and so I need to process or figure out a way to be able to address this without it becoming, you know.
We all have a little bit of it to an extent, maybe not the extent that you're saying, but we all have a little of it, you know, at some point.
He woke me up. I've been sleeping on the couch, and he's been sleeping in the bed. And I've been sleeping on the couch for a while.
How long's a while?
A couple months.
Around the 8-minute mark, Melissa describes a quiet and ordinary morning. She talks about chores, routines, and a short-lived truce before going to Publix. The detectives allow her to build this peaceful picture without interruption. Later, every calm detail becomes something they can examine and test.
Any fighting over anything particular, or just typical married couples?
I can't even tell you at this point anymore. I don't even...
Is he violent?
Mainly my OCD. We fight about that because I struggle with that a lot. Is he violent? No.
Are you violent?
No. Yes, I guess.
Well,
On a regular
excluding from what happened yesterday, are you a violent person?
Normally, no. But we've been... fighting, and the kids will like be over. He's got like 40% custody, and the kids will be over on their days, and it's like everything gets like swept to the side when the kids are there, and then like the second the kids are gone, like it just starts in, every time, and he's been I'm at fault, not him. So I don't mean to make him sound bad. He's not, but we've been.
So it wasn't an ongoing habit of him becoming violent like that. It
No.
was more associated with his emotions over the
Yes.
separation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He never ever touched me in a wrong way. He was very kind and gentle and loving.
Ever abusive toward the kids in any way?
Oh no, never.
Okay.
Well, and understand, it's not a matter of who sounds bad or who's at fault. We're just trying to get to the actual story of what took place.
He's had like a short patience for.
At first, the detectives do not confront Melissa with what they already know. They allow her to fully commit to her timeline and explanations. Only after she settles into her story do they introduce key evidence. When her words clash with the facts, pressure begins to build.
What time did you guys get home?
I don't know. It was around noon. Which I don't know what time exactly it was. But that was when I pulled out a gun from the drawer and then shot him.
Whose gun is it?
Mine.
It's yours. Did he know that you had that?
Yes, we have a big safe in the office. He has hunting rifles. He hunts deer and hog, and he's got a couple, and I had two.
And it was a pistol, correct? Like a little Ruger?
I don't know. It's a 380.
A 380. One of those like pocket size, little small ones. And you said you kept it in your drawer?
It was in the drawer, yeah.
In the bedroom?
In a drawer in the living room. There's a drawer right there between. There's like.
Your relationship with him and his relationship with the kids pretty amicable?
Yeah. When he wasn't with Melissa, it was wonderful. Mm-hmm. He called me and Jason all the time, and we had a great relationship. I think maybe when she came in and out of his life a couple times. And
do you remember when they got together or started dating or got married? Mm-hmm. How long ago was that?
They started dating pretty soon after we split up. They were dating for about a year. And then she had a couple of very strange behaviors that if I could get into if you want, things that she did in front of me and the kids. And she never wanted a relationship with me. She never wanted to talk with me.
A kitchen and the living room, and there's a little table with a drawer that it was in.
Okay, do you keep it in there?
No.
Is that where it normally stays?
No. I had pulled it out that morning from our safe.
Okay.
It was leaving me alone.
When things started to escalate, you got it out of the safe just in case?
I had it on my person that morning. And when we finally called the truce and I felt safe to put it away, I just put it in that drawer right there, and so it was right there.
The detectives start asking about exact locations, distances, and movements. They want to know who stood where, which door was open, and how the gun was positioned. These questions create facts that can be checked against physical evidence. Truthful people usually provide such details easily, while liars often hesitate.
I think so.
Was it chambered in the safe, or did you pull it out and chamber it and then put it like in your pocket?
I just pulled it out of the safe.
You see it out on your person? Do you have like a holster or anything, or
I had it in my pocket.
Pocket. Did he know that you had that morning? So once the truce got called, you put the gun in that drawer?
That little drawer right there between the kitchen.
Okay. Is there like a table there, or a lamp on it or anything?
It's like a little black table. It's a little narrow, square table. Not yay high.
Okay.
Not very wide or big.
Okay. Where was he when you went to the drawer?
I was beside the drawer. I was standing in the opening to the kitchen. He was over at the sink messing with the dishes.
Trying to get a rile out of you.
Did you shoot him from that location?
I shot him from multiple locations.
But I mean, first shot, was you standing by the drawer when you shot him, or did you walk up to him?
He charged at me, and I started pulling the trigger.
Brain's turning. I'm not really sure what this is about. Okay, so then she's talking a little bit about, I don't even know what she was talking about now. Just her and David, I guess. And I didn't know, again, what she was really talking about. And I thought maybe at that point someone cheated on someone, or, you know, they were getting divorced, or I still didn't understand what she was trying to tell me. I said, I don't really know what you mean by that, of not being able to see the kids. She'd start speaking that she's not being able to see the kids anymore, and I don't know where this is going. She's moving. And then she said, I killed my husband, and
Bombshell.
I don't really know what to do at this point, and
We ended up running into the garage. He ran, once I started shooting, he ran into the garage, and I chased him into the garage.
Do you know if you shot him in the living room before the garage? You don't know, or?
Mm-mm.
You said he charged at you. Was he? Because did he see you with the gun?
I think he charged at me. Yeah, he saw me pull it out.
So when you ran into the garage, what happened in the garage?
The detectives asked Melissa to reconstruct the event step by step. She must remember distances, timing, movements, and sequences. This places heavy strain on her working memory. Under this pressure, her uncertainty becomes visible through pauses and vague answers.
Far away to get away. And I was just shooting. And then I didn't even know I had shot him. I don't think he even knew he'd been shot. He, started trying to wrestle the gun away from me. We were on, the lawnmower. My back was against the lawnmower, and he was trying to wrestle the gun away, and, there wasn't anything left in there.
So the gun was empty at that point?
I felt it was empty. It had locked open or whatnot. And then he gurgled. And I heard a gurgle. And he slumped. And he slumped between the lawnmower and the garage door. And,
Where do you think you shot him?
I know where I shot him. I looked at it.
Where was that?
2 times?
I don't know.
What you've seen, was it 2 times?
What happened with the gun?
I just put it down. There's in the garage. There's the green tote in there. I got up and sat on it. Just stunned. I didn't ever touched it. I left it there. I didn't touch it after that.
Did you call anybody? Text or anything?
Yeah.
Throughout the interview, the detectives avoid harsh judgment. They suggest that mistakes do not automatically make someone a bad person. This lowers the perceived moral threat of admitting the truth. Without offering any guarantees, they quietly make honesty feel safer.
Well, we wouldn't expect you to know, per se, what to do. I mean, you're going to be in shock as well. But there's a point between, that's 12 o'clock Saturday, to what happened to today. There's a period in between. What did you do? Where did you go?
I laid down on the couch and I slept. I watched some TV and I cuddled with my dog and I slept.
Did you ever go back out in the garage and check on him?
He said before I left the garage.
The first time.
Did he quit moving pretty quickly once he slumped?
Instead of staying on the shooting, the detectives shift attention to her actions afterward. They ask about watching TV, sleeping, and running errands. These calm behaviors weaken claims of panic or loss of control. They quietly suggest that her actions were deliberate rather than impulsive.
And understanding we haven't seen your gun. Does your gun have a hammer?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, the slide that has a hammer, a semi-automatic gun that also has a hammer on it as well.
I think it has a hammer.
You think it does have a hammer? Okay. So you pull the trigger a couple of times, he hears the click, he makes the hard turn to go to the garage, you're chasing behind him, and
I racked it as I ran.
You racked it as you ran. You get into the garage,
And I was just firing.
and he's obviously still running from you, right? Any idea what he's running to? Because the garage is closed, I'm assuming.
Oh, he was running away.
He's trying to get away.
He's knocking stuff over.
Does your gun look like that? Similar?
I guess.
Okay. That's what I was told was out there was one of these.
Okay. So he's knocking things over, trying to get away. Is the entrance to the garage closer where you guys were at than, say, the front door to the residence?
He couldn't get out. There was no way for him to get out. The garage was down.
So he couldn't get out. So he's basically trapped.
He was just running.
We went to the police officer station.
First place you went
That
was
where we were
to
going.
the one there at
Yes,
Brandonfield.
Brandonfield,
Okay.
yes. But when we were maybe a minute away, she was like, "I'm hungry and I need to pee." I was like, "Well,"
Okay.
I'm thinking I don't want to make any more stops at this point. This is bad, and that's where she told me she hadn't eaten since Friday. And I'm like, okay, well, so this might have been when. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday or I don't know.
Okay.
And when you get in the garage and you're shooting at him, before the wrestling over the guns takes place, what's the distance at that point do you think you actually shot him? Same distance?
I don't know.
I mean, let me re-explain it. Are you closing the gap on him, per se, as you're shooting? Like, if he's ran to the corner, or he's ran to the door where the lawnmower is, are you closing the gap as you're shooting, getting closer and closer?
Near the end, the detectives summarize Melissa's key statements. They list her actions in clear, direct language. Then they ask her to confirm that the summary is accurate. Once she agrees, changing her story becomes psychologically costly.
At the point you got the gun out, I mean, your intent was for him to die.
My intent was for him to stop.
What? You don't think he stopped when he ran to the garage?
Forget it. You just had enough.
You need some tissue. I'll get you some tissue.
Is my sister still here?
She is. Do you have any questions for us?
What happens next?
Well, obviously, at some point, we're going to discuss with the state attorney the things that you just divulged to us, and the decision will be made. You will be placed under arrest and charged. I don't know what the charge will be at this point. And, there's a whole booking process and things like that. We told you we'd allow you to talk to your sister. We'll do that.
I'm going to be placed under arrest and charged today and taken to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Melissa becomes emotional. The detectives slow the pace. They offer tissues, pauses, and verbal reassurance. They acknowledge her stress and exhaustion. This helps calm her nervous system and keeps her engaged in conversation.
So when you started pulling the trigger, was it just a repetitious thing? Or did you just a couple times and stop? Or
I don't know.
you don't know? And did he run to the garage? And then you chased behind him?
Yeah.
Did he, when he saw you with the gun, did he say anything to you?
I don't think so.
He just ran at you?
I think. I don't know if he was running at me or.
Running to get away?
Felt like he was running at me and then stopped and ran to the garage instead.
So before he made it to you, he ran to the garage.
Because I'd pulled the sleeve off already. There was a sleeve that was in.
Like a holster?
Like a little cloth holster.
So it was in that in the drawer. Did he see you pull the whole thing out, or did he see it when you took the actual gun out of the holster?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
After Melissa admits what happened, the detectives don't stop questioning. Instead, they ask her to explain small details like where the gun was, what she was wearing, and where the pets were. This forces her to repeat and defend the same story she already gave. Each repetition makes it harder for her to deny it later.
And I don't want you to make anything up. Tell me. I'm just speaking out loud. It's just so. But the process is at this point, if you do want to talk to somebody, in your family or something like that, just knock on this door. I'm more than happy. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, how do you respond to that?
I knew immediately, okay, we got to get the police involved. I knew that's running through my mind. When? Is he still alive? I don't know. But the way she was talking, the way she was calm, it had to have been a day or two ago, is just how it seemed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's a good, honest person, that if there's something she could have done, she would have, but I'm just like, okay, we gotta get her to the police station. That's my first thought, is I just gotta get her to the police station. And obviously I'm at my house, I didn't really want police coming into my house and how that was gonna pan out. And I was like, okay, let's just get I had said, well, we need to take the step of, we need to tell someone this, we need to confess this type thing, we need to tell the police this needs to be told. And obviously, and she had also mentioned she had already made some stops before she came to my house. She had went to my grandmother's house.
I'm assuming I can't talk, but it has to stay on speaker.
Okay. And if you, I don't have a problem stepping out of the room. I prefer to stay on speaker just for the mere fact that, COVID and all that stuff. I'd rather not, what I'm saying. Okay.
Do they have my sister's number on?
I'm sure that.
Would you be able to get that so I
can talk to her? Yeah, absolutely.
The detective explains every legal step, including warrants and evidence processing. He makes sure Melissa knows what is happening and why. This creates the impression that the system is being fair with her. When people believe procedures are just, they are more willing to cooperate.
to you? Maybe can use his phone back.
Sir?
Yes.
Hey, this is the detective again. I just wanted to touch base with you. She said there was a couple animals at her house. I don't know if anybody is able to take care of those or not.
There's one animal, we got it.
Well, we also have a rabbit, and we have a chameleon.
Well, I don't have access to the house.
Yeah, right now it's on lockdown, but it will probably be released at some
Sure
point.
it will probably be down for a day or so.
Yeah.
Has my keys. I gave them to her. You can have them. Dad.
Well, whenever they, I guess they'll have to call me whenever they're done lockdown.
Well, I don't know what y'all want to do, but the rabbit's name is Fauda. And the chameleon's name is Lizzie. If you want to take them to the Humane Society, or if somebody wants them, or if y'all want to keep them, whatever you, I don't, care. Just please take care of Ellie. Keep Ellie and take care of her.
Yeah.
The other two, I don't care. Whatever you want to do with them.
So it's the only other things over there is the rabbit.
The rabbit and the chameleon.
I can call you when we're done and we're able to release the home. I can give you a call. Like I said, it'll probably be sometime tomorrow, something like that.
Yes, sir.
The detectives often shift from serious topics to everyday ones. They talk about her rabbit, her food, her headache, or her jacket. These small details pull her mind away from panic and back to normal thinking. This helps keep her calm and able to speak clearly.
Listen, do you remember what you were wearing when this occurred Saturday?
I'm wearing it.
You wear what you're wearing now? You have any blood on you anywhere that you know of? Like, you got your jacket zipped. Do you have any blood on your shirt?
I don't think so.
And you said your phone doesn't work, but his does. Is his phone still at the house?
His phone's in my car.
In your car? Okay. And where is your phone that doesn't work?
My old phone, I think, is on my nightstand by the bed.
Okay.
But I haven't been, that one,
Hasn't been used in months.
I don't know, whenever I bought weeks.
Weeks.
I bought this blue BLU phone.
Where's that phone?
I think it's on the living room table, the center.
Okay, like the coffee table?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It but it's off. It's dead. It doesn't.
Do you have any injuries on you?
It doesn't work.
Right, I understand. You told me. Do you have any injuries on you? Accidentally, shot yourself, hit yourself, anything like that? I need to know about. Be concerned about.
No.
No injuries anywhere.
No.
Okay.
After the confession, the detective keeps asking her to confirm little details. She agrees that the gun was in a certain place and that the scene looks the same. Each small yes strengthens her attachment to the larger story. Over time, backing out becomes psychologically difficult.
Is it possible to get something to eat?
Sure. Are you okay with pizza? Because they've got some pizza in here. All right, let me get you some pizza.
History of violence, domestic violence, anything of the sort?
I mean, they dated and then they broke up, and then they finally got married.
So they dated for a while, broke up. Why'd they break up, do you know?
Arguing, fighting, for most couples do.
Typical stuff.
Yeah.
If you want any more, just let me know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stopped by her house, parked her car. I immediately got her in my car. I wasn't going in the house. I don't do gory and I don't do any of that stuff. And maybe that's where we should have called. And that's what my dad said. But again, my thought was get her to the police station. Mm-hmm. And so so I drove from her house to that police station because it was on the way. We stopped there. No one's there. No one answers. Okay. She's hungry. She's got to pee. Okay.
The officers offer food, bathroom breaks, and speak in soft voices. Their relaxed posture and tone signal safety. This helps her body move out of fight or flight mode. Once her body calms, her story becomes more stable and emotional access remains open.
Put me back on the front of you, okay?
How long are we going to be here before we go somewhere else?
It's going to be a little while, unfortunately, because just like I was explaining to him, you know, the officers are out there getting the search warrant right now. We have to know what we're looking at, other than what you just told us. We have to actually look at the scene before we know if and what properly to charge it with, if that is in fact what's going to happen. You know, so it may be a little while. So, you know, if you need to take a nap or whatever, you know, unfortunately it's not going to be too comfortable here. But if you need anything, just knock on the door or holler out. Okay.
I don't have a pillow, do you?
I don't have a pillow. But you, let me see if I got it. You can make a pillow out of it?
I'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Do y'all happen to have like any migraine stuff?
I don't have any medicine here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melissa is left waiting for long periods with little stimulation. The detectives reassure her and offer comfort like pillows or rest. Over time, resistance feels pointless and exhausting. Compliance becomes the easiest emotional option.
Hey, I've got some Little Caesars if you're hungry.
I had 2 slices of pizza already.
They did? Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I'm just
thank
making
you.
sure I don't want you starving here.
If anybody has like Excedrin migraine, I would appreciate that. But if y'all don't, fine.
I'll see what I can do for you. We do have transport coming finally, so as soon as they get here, they said they're just going to give you the ride down. So paperwork's all done. So basically, you are being charged with second-degree murder.
To me, and the kids would hear that. But no, I mean, God, that's the last place my mind would go to violence. But I figured they would eventually get a divorce, and I prayed that they would eventually get a divorce because I knew she wasn't a good person.
Okay, you already knew this was coming. So basically, you're going to see the judge in the morning. The judge will set a bond.
Okay.
Sometimes they can do a no bond, or they'll just set a mid to high bond to see if you can bond out. Okay. Just take this. You got to take all this at one step at a time.
So one thing at a time.
You've got some hoops to jump through, and I think deep inside you're a good person. Okay? I don't think you're evil. So I think just you being straight up with everything that happened in good faith is a good thing. Again, it shows you're not a monster, that you didn't just, do that on purpose just because it was funny or something. I know you're going through a lot.
The detective speaks in a calm, gentle tone and avoids harsh language. He tells her he doesn't think she's evil or heartless. By matching her emotional state instead of fighting it, he makes her feel understood. When people feel emotionally safe, they tend to open up even more.
So I just went to your house. I just drove over there with the deputies on the scene.
Yeah.
So everything is just as you described, which is good. It means you're completely honest with me, which is a good thing.
But I would tell my mom, there's a million stories. I would tell my mom things that Melissa would say or do to me in front of the kids. She yelled and cussed at me in front of the kids, and my mom had really big concerns about, her being around the kids. Just, but there's nothing we could do about it.
I understand you're upset. Just a couple questions now that I've been to the house. His pants are undone and unzipped. Why is that?
I was trying to see where he had been shot.
Okay. So you just wanted to check where he was shot at?
And I can't lose my kids, so I got to figure this out, was what he was kind of saying, is that, and obviously it came from, I think Krista is his ex-wife's name, maybe.
Kristen,
that's it. I've never met her. But that, hey, you need to address this or I'm going to not let the kids come see you. So he was in a panic of, hey, I want to see my kids, so I got to get this addressed with Melissa. And I was like, okay, well, I think that sounds like it's something,
I didn't know. There was no blood. There was no blood anywhere, and I didn't know how
caliber bullet, so I'm assuming, I don't know, we'll know later, but I'm assuming the blood's internal because it's such a small caliber. The like I said, everything's just as you described, and we found the gun safe. Is the gun safe locked or?
After seeing the crime scene, the detective tells her everything matches her description. This confirms that her story appears credible. Her brain receives this as positive reinforcement for being honest. As a result, she continues behaving in line with that identity.
We didn't get that down. Patrol did before she came here. So. Did you have 2 pairs of glasses here? Those are mine. Oh shit!
They're very similar. I'm gonna handcuff you just for transporting reasons, okay?
Behind or in front?
I'm gonna put them in back just because that's our policy.
Normal. And when I told people about her behavior, they agreed.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I know this was difficult for you, so I appreciate your time. And
I just don't know what to do with the kids. I don't know.
yeah, we'll conclude at 17:12.
Not too long of a ride.
I've been blind.
It just threw me off with this. You had a minute like that.
All right, then I'm going to go down to 1019, and I'll just be waiting down in the Sally Portal. Gentlemen.
Okay, that's those 2. I'm gonna double lock them, make sure they don't get too tight, or make sure they don't get tighter.
But he wasn't there. I mean, I don't think he was thinking that at the beginning. It was more, you need to be on your meds. This is non-negotiable.
He was trying to fix it.
I think so, yeah. He said, I want to love my wife well through this. It was never, I'm divorcing the crazy girl. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, there was never any sense of, he was just concerned for her, and she was just way out there that, you know, this is not the woman I married. She is not, you know, doing anything that, you know, she committed to in terms of marriage. She's now, you know, and I can handle it. I'm a guy, but now it's affecting my kids.
Okay, you have anything in your pockets?
I just put my chapstick in that.
Just your chapstick in that pocket right here?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, this pocket right here. Okay, I'm gonna use the back of my hand just to pat you down.
Near the end, the conversation shifts to small personal items. They talk about her glasses, chapstick, and pets. This brings her mentally back into everyday life. For investigators, this signals acceptance of reality and readiness for custody. In the case of Melissa Golson, the Clay County Circuit Court sentenced her to 40 years in state prison after she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the killing of her husband, David Golson, in October 2021. The sentence was handed down by Stephen Whittington as part of a plea deal that allowed her to avoid a trial. Prosecutors explained that during a heated domestic argument, Melissa retrieved a .380 caliber handgun, followed her husband into the garage, and fired multiple shots, killing him. Investigators found no evidence of self-defense and noted that David had not behaved aggressively. While the court acknowledged her lack of prior criminal history, it emphasized that the shooting was intentional and caused irreversible harm to the victim's family. The 40-year sentence reflected both accountability for her actions and the seriousness of domestic violence-related homicide.